Hello everyone, this is Saki Nakairos of Funnyland 2 Anime 2024 here, aka writer manga named John Pullman, aka Gabe. And remember, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing as I'm going for a very high subscriber goal. Thank you. And to everybody who has supported my channel, thank you very much. Now, you see the title. You know what this is going to be. And yes, I brought it upstairs with me. However, sirs, and, well, viewers of the world, ladies and gentlemen, we're reviewing Metamorphosis. How am I supposed to show this to you all? See, the thing with this manga, if you want proof, there's a proof. I mean, I guess I could, take the cover off and show you, but no need. Metamorphosis. See, I have the manga with me. There's the words. Just the camera is backwards right now. Yeah, you thought I was joking when I said I owned Metamorphosis? We're gonna dive deep into the Metamorphosis Chronicles. You might be wondering, what is the Metamorphosis Chronicles? Well, this contains spoilers. So, be warned. This contains spoilers, even though you all might not care unless you want to go watch my censored read-through of Metamorphosis 1 by Shindo L. So, spoilers ahead for 1, 2, and 3. And you're like, where did 2 and 3 come from? You're probably wondering to yourself right now. Well, it's like I said, a few months ago, I made a community post on my community page. You can go check it out. You can see the votes that yes won for both of them. I made it for Metamorphosis to the next chapter, which is a continuation to the storyline, and all 3 events are canon. I put in there, if I could reach out to Shindo L, I would, but it's up to all of you viewers if you vote yes or no. A lot of people voted yes a few days ago, or maybe it's like 1 week ago now, I don't know. Anyways, we'll go with a few days ago. A few days ago, I uploaded a, I don't know, a yes, or 2 mangas are enough, and all of you voted yes again, so I had to conclude the story. Again, Shindo L, if I could have reached out to you, I would have. But I can't. I can't reach out to you. Okay. This was a prequel, but also the end of it. So, again, I'm pretty sure Shindo L would have said no, but he might have said yes. I don't know. But it was up to you viewers, and yeah, via my channel, go check out Metamorphosis to the next chapter, and the final one called Metamorphosis, the Soul Fate chapter, or the Fate Soul chapter. I think it's called the Soul Fate chapter. I don't know. This will contain spoilers, as I am also reviewing mine, 2 and 3, along with 1. So, without getting my channel nuked by unwanted things, that's what we'll call them for now, let's go ahead and dive in with the Metamorphosis Chronicles. This contains spoilers for all 3 stories. Go watch them now, so on and so forth. Anyways, Metamorphosis 1 is about a girl named Saki Yoshida, who is 16 years old. She finished middle school, and now she's a high schooler. Are they called sophomores? I think they're called sophomores, right? I don't know. I don't know. Basically, Saki Yoshida, she leads a pretty sad and tragic life, as they say, as you already know. So inside of Metamorphosis for Saki Yoshida, she just wants to get along with everybody. from what I got from this story, all she wanted was to be accepted. To me, metamorphosis is about somebody who is pushed away with no acceptance, and the end result is death. Without saying any disgusting things, metamorphosis, how it ends, and we're going with the canon route, the reborn life. From my perspective, she just wanted to be accepted. But at the very end, when she ties her hair up in braids and puts her glasses on, she bangs her head against the mirror because she saw the person who basically pushed herself away. It was a reflection of herself. We all know how she dies. It's very sad. Metamorphosis 1 by Shindo L. I'm going to give an 8 out of 10. Basically for the reason behind the story. And a 10 out of 10 for Saki's character and the moral lesson. Now, the disgusting things inside of it, do I like that? Not really. That is disgusting, my guy. But I get what you were trying to say. As he does actually note down at the very end. Where is it? He says, I simply wanted to draw a story about a girl becoming a kagi, or known as a prostitute. But before I knew it, I had implied this whole drug angle into becoming something quite different. I strongly believe that if you're going to do something, if you do it halfway. So when we started commenting the plot for the series, I decided that in the end, the harem would die. I still remember the bitter smile my editor gave me. By the time I was done going through the chapters at my small, light pace, snail pace, 2 of my editors had resigned, 1 of my assistants had given birth, and I ended up 3 years older. In all likelihood, Saki-chan herself had gone through 3 years of her life as well. I had her work really hard too. It was a good run. In many ways, it was both tragic and a psychological story, but I wanted Metamorphosis to be about seeing the charm of a girl who is going through genuine misfortune. I'd be delighted if I can see you all for my next work next time. I expect the mood to be different from this one, but I hope you'll all pick it up the same. Yeah, so he gives a fair note at the end of Metamorphosis 1. So yes, the story and everything, the lesson behind it gets a 10 out of 10. Metamorphosis 2, the next chapter. Here are more spoilers for the Chronicles. By the way, I don't know when this video will come out as I'm still working on my Separate Ways playthrough. More of those parts of streams yet to come, by the way. Metamorphosis 2. This literally picks up as soon as Metamorphosis 1 ends. Again, we're going with the reborn life. The thing behind Metamorphosis 2 is that I can actually talk about this more. Because I made it and there's nothing in it that I can get nuked by. So, Metamorphosis 2 is about the Jabane twins. Both Nikki and Jay. Nikki being the sister, Jay being the brother. Jay's character is like an antagonist, or as I like to call them, an antagonist. As we learn through our thoughts and hardships of life, all Nikki wanted to do was get revenge for Saki, but she goes too far. Her metamorphosis is she turns into a psychological monster that kills everything that she sees. Anyone, everything, to the point of insanity that it pushes you down the road to, like, just tragedy. With Jay's character, we have him not as the metamorphosis character. We see him going through some hardships. He's trying to say no to everything that Nikki is trying to do and tries to stop her. Nikki does not listen to this. In fact, she actually kills Saki's parents, a lot of police officers, her classmates, everyone else in the precinct of the police station. And after that, she kills Hayato. Yeah, they die in the sequel. The life that Nikki lives is tragic. Her death was caused by someone named Jane, who is the protagonist of Metamorphosis 3, but we'll get into that a little bit later. And for Jay's character, he basically pushes Nikki away from him. He tries to go about it the right way, but he doesn't. In fact, he commits the not alive thing because he thinks that he's not in the real world. So far as to go and is chopping one of these off and then committing not alive. I tried to make it as sad as possible because Metamorphosis is a very sad story. Very dark, very sad. So, what's the thing behind Metamorphosis 2, and how can we review this with a fair rating? Well, the thing behind it is that tragedy follows you if you try to follow in someone else's footsteps. And if you try to get revenge to them, you push the people away that you love away from you. And you end up in a tragedy of madness and unawareness. That's the thing behind Metamorphosis 2, the next chapter. Madness and unawareness and tragedy. They both die, they both get a reborn life, but we don't know this until 3 for Nikki. Nikki does get a reborn life. So, what do I give the sequel of Metamorphosis? I give it a 10 out of 10 for everything that's in it. The story, the characters, the plot, you name it. And note to self before we head into Metamorphosis 3. We're basically gonna say this. Metamorphosis 1 by Shindo L has 7 chapters. Metamorphosis 2 has 5 chapters. Metamorphosis 3, the final story, only has 4 chapters. In all, there is 16 chapters in all combined inside of Metamorphosis, the chronicles of it. Unless you don't want to count them as 16, but that's what we lead up to. 7, 5, and 4. 16? Great! Now that's out of the way, let's talk about Jane. Who is she? Why did she kill Nikki? Here's your answer in the review of Metamorphosis 3. As we already reviewed 1 and 2, obviously. Yeah. Metamorphosis 3, the Soul Fate chapter, aka the final chapter. Metamorphosis 3 follows a girl named Jane who is an assassin for money to cure her mom's illness. This goes all wrong as she's been taking care of her mom behind the lore perspective. She kills Nikki because not only was she a monster, she hated Nikki. And she loved Jay, who was Nikki's brother. This is one of Jay's friends. And she is an assassin for money because of her mom's illness of her heart. She hates being an assassin. As soon as she gets home, when she hears her boss on the phone hang up, she does not receive her money. She gets screwed out off of this. She gets entirely just erased by her boss. Nope, not gonna give you your money for your mom. Sorry, honey. Yeah, so it's sad as soon as we hop in. When Jane goes home, she calls out to her mom to see if she's still here. Her mom's in her bed, but not for too long. It's not long until we meet the grave. So, as Jane sees her mom's heart monitor going crazy, and her mom can't breathe, and she's dying, Jane, she freaks out, and she calls the ambulance. They ride to the hospital in the ambulance, and the doctor comes in the lobby to tell Jane as she stands up that I'm sorry for your loss. It didn't go out the way we planned, basically. Jane then cries and begins her metamorphosis of sadness. As she goes to see her mom being put in a body bag, she also sees Hayato in a body bag, Saki with obviously Hana-chan inside of her belly, because we know that Hana actually did die inside of Saki because of one reason I can't say from the first one. Anyways, she sees them, she sees her classmates, her parents, and she sees dead police officers over in the corner that have not been put in body bags. She also sees Nikki and Jay, Jabane, and her mind is like, what's going on? So then she goes to school the next day just to be picked on. And there was this bully that basically said, hey girl, you're that girl, right, that lost your mom? Yeah, we don't care about that. She basically says, leave me alone, but the bully keeps pushing. It's not long until she's pushed to the limit of rage that she blacks out just when she comes out of this fighting state in the hallway. Everybody around her is scared. She sees the bully that picked on her is now dead, with both broken arms and a face that has been punched in brutally. Blood on your hands, where are you gonna go? She gets kicked out of school, her house gets bought by other people, and now she's living on the streets. She finds this weird, device on the streets. And mind you, her hair is now blonde due to trauma. Yeah, it wasn't dyed that way. But she lived on the streets for quite a long time. She picks it up, and this is a plot twist. She also meets somebody named Andrew, who is the antagonist, aka the antagonist. Andrew is an adult who picks up girls because he knows that they're gonna go to his house in help of need, but not for help of need. This is actually for his basic slave placement. Not only does he pick up girls to have as slaves, but he changed them to the wall with no food, starving them with no food or water. And then we go into the depths of his character. He's not on screen for long, though. He's just a plot twist, obviously. Now, this chapter was going to be actually built out, enhanced, expanded, there you go. But there were some things I could not put in the story. I'm sorry. But if I want to go by the guidelines of YouTube, I cannot say the scrapped content. You have no idea. At all. None of it. But the scrapped content was a bit worse than the content we have now inside of it. So be glad that the deleted scenes are deleted for a reason. There are some things that needs to be kept under the rug and not unseen. Some things you cannot release, and some things you cannot do need to stay uncaged. Basically, an unknown. Anyways, back to Andrew. Andrew's house, he has these girls who have been enslaved for a long time. Oh, and Jane's hair got dyed green because that's the color of Andrew's eye color. If it's not this color for each girl he has, he's mad. He gets mad no matter what. He ends up killing these people, and he almost kills Jane half to death. But that device I mentioned, yeah, she picks that up on the street, remember? She picked it up, and now she can talk to the dead spirits of the people she heard about. This includes Saki's daughter, Hana-chan, Saki herself, Nikki Jabane, and Jay Jabane. It's not long until she dies, though. Beaten to death and bleeding really bad from Andrew being angry because of the stuff he gave her for drinking food. It's just disgusting. And because she didn't eat or drink any of this, he gets mad and beats her up very badly, throws her in a pit in his backyard. Basically his backyard. He calls it a pit, but it's like just his backyard. The spirits say, basically, get up and fight for what you believe in. But no, Jane gets up, but her legs start to wobble and she falls backwards. She can't get up, so she hears the spirits saying, reach out to us, and she reaches out knowing that she's going to die. It's not long until she gets a reborn life and is welcomed by everybody. And then we hear the words, I was finally reborn. This is a reference to Metamorphosis 1. So she's reborn with everybody, but needless to say, in reality, she's actually dead on the ground, with tears running down her eyes, blood and cuts on her face. Yeah, there's not much you can do until you're finally broken. So, what does Metamorphosis 3, the Soul Fate chapter, get for a review? A good rating? It gets a 10 out of 10. In all, Metamorphosis, in my opinion, gets a 10 out of 10. The Metamorphosis Chronicles, making a sequel and a prequel was fun. But I honestly didn't think any of you, I didn't think wanted a second and third one. But that said and done, everybody, this has been the Metamorphosis Chronicles review. Yeah. The next manga I'm going to be reviewing is the Pink Album, and to be honest with you, since it's just separate stories, I think we're getting close to a review. This was my honest opinion and thoughts on every single thing of Metamorphosis from beginning to end. That said, everybody, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. I'll see all of you in the next one. This has been Saki Nikaido, Stuff Funny Lento Anime 2024 here, aka John Paulman, manga writer, author name, known for horror. Oh yeah, this next manga is going to be a banger. Like, it's going to be scary, obviously, but it's going to be sad, mostly. Stay tuned and be prepared for that. Okay? And, finally, aka Gabe. And, I'll see all of you in the next one, alright, everyone? Peace out. Stay tuned for the next part of Separate Ways Remake. It's going to be live for the next part. So, catch up while you still can. And I'll see all of you in the next one, as I've already said too much. Okay. Alright, I'll see all you in other content, videos, and mangas and stuff like that, and reviews. And hopefully tier lists. Bye-bye for now. This has been the Metamorphosis Chronicles review.